So after a couple months of waiting, we finally got the World 3 update in Anime Last Stand. And even though this update doesn't have much content, it definitely can be pretty confusing at first. So I'm going to try my best in this video to explain what's going on in World 3. Hope you enjoy the video or find it helpful. If you do, maybe leave a like or subscribe. But anyways, let's get into it. It has been a while since the last video, but I'm here on Anime Last Stand World 3. I do want to mention before we get started though that everything I show in this video is subject to change because it is in early access right now, and nothing in this video is complete, okay? The game is not finished yet. The main content and pretty much all you need to worry about for like trying to get new units is going to be the banner. Every new World 3 unit so far is going to be from here. So there's a bunch of different mythics, there's a different secret on here which you can't really see the rate for. It's, you know, question mark, question mark, question mark, but it is going to be Toji. I can show you the index real quick of every unit you can get in World 3 so far. So the index over here, I'll just go ahead and show you, what units we have. We've got these rares, you've got these epics here. And there are shiny variants of like a lot of units now. Mythics, Celestials. These are everything we can get so far. We got Rengoku, I don't know where he's from, but Toji is from the banner, I know that much. And now while we're at this index, maybe take in whatever characters you want to get, kind of process who you want to go for. But there's also a very important button that was not in the last index in World 1 and World 2. And that is going to be the switch to the enemy index here, so kind of already claimed them. But these are really good to claim for both diamonds and rerolls, so like the main currencies of World 3. Make sure you're collecting these whenever you get them, which you get from like killing enemies in different game modes, so not that hard. By the way, the new lobby is kind of like a little scuffed. It's the oldest lobby ALS ever had, the first one ever used, so it's very old. If we go to the story here, I'll show you what we have so far gameplay wise. Should be pretty straightforward, normal tower defense story grind. We've got 3 different maps here, and then 3 different legend stages on all of them, with the legend stages only being important for evolving certain units, so like Dio from the Dio map, Genos from the One Punch map, and then Gojo and Sukuna from the JJK map. Pretty straightforward, but that's all we have so far for like gameplay, other than a couple of like small game modes we'll talk about in a second here. Now another really important question you guys might be wondering is what happened to World 1 and World 2? So coming into World 3, I know a lot of you guys are probably returning players, you've probably played this game before. World 1 and World 2, your entire unit inventory. And they're still here, don't panic, okay, don't worry about that. But the way they work in World 3 is pretty wonky. Because you want to find this guy in the lobby Legacy Rewards right in the middle, and this is going to be where you can transfer World 1 and World 2 units into World 3 and actually be able to use them. If you try to use them without transferring them first, it tells you you can't. Like if I click on this guy, equip, it'll tell me farm and support Legacy units cannot be used in World 3. Obviously this guy is not a farm or support, but that is a true sentence, okay? You can't use like Idol for example, you can't transfer her from World 1 and 2 into World 3. So there's some units that cannot be transferred no matter what, but most of the units can be transferred, and the ones that can be transferred are going to be really weird. The way they balance this is kind of awkward in my opinion. I don't know, it works, but it's a little bit weird to get used to. And of course, everything's subject to change, they might end up changing it, I don't know. But right now, everything is going to correspond with their rarity. So like every unit you transfer, if I transfer a Godly, it has these stats right here. If I transfer a Secret, those stats right here. And that is all they're going to do. They don't have like anything special about them because at the top here, their traits are gone, their dot gone, their SPA is locked, range locked, damage locked, all their passives are gone, abilities. And then if you're trying to get a head start in World 3, like kind of cash in your old grind, if you had like a lot of glitch units back then, every time you transfer a glitch unit, you do get 1 additional like trait reroll in World 3, just as a little bonus, And that will also have a cap to stop you from like rolling a glitch and then bringing it here. But you can only transfer 100 glitch units for the 1 reroll. But to go in more detail about like this whole rarity thing, as you can see, every rarity has like a different damage stat, different SPA, different range. Actually, I think the SPA is the same. But what this essentially means, the important takeaway, is that the only important thing about the units now, the ones you had from World 1 and 2, only thing that matters about them is their placement cost and their placement limit. So for example, I think a must-bring unit from World 1 and World 2 is going to be Grammy. Grammy is going to be an 8 placement unit that only costs 100 to place down. Same thing for like Pretty Angel, 8 placement unit only costs 200. And of course for the actual damage, all that matters is the rarity. So you might as well choose whoever has the most placements or who is the most cheap. Personally, here's the team that I use. Don't mind the unit frames, those are like a new thing from a bundle. But this team can kind of clear everything in World 3 right now. No problem. And the only new units you have to worry about, this doesn't really matter, this guy's just a buffer. Ignore him. And then Robert is pretty much the only like necessary World 3 unit, I would say. In the index, he's like the only moneymaker. And he's just a legendary from the banner. Anybody else from World 3 doesn't really matter for clearing content. Like, you can clear pretty much everything in the game right now just by bringing this team, pretty much. Or whatever good units you have from World 1 and World 2. Otherwise, I want to go to the techniques here and talk about the traits we have in World 3. I think the trait system is really good. Probably my favorite part about World 3 so far. We've got like a normal damage trait, you know, the blues, purples, and yellows are pretty standard. We have damage, SPA, range, all that stuff. But for the mythic traits here, these are pretty interesting. We have a boss damage one, we have a range and buff potency one, so better for buffers. We have a shield damage one, which is kind of interesting. We've never seen that before. And we have just a normal damage buffing one, a +1 placement limit one, so you can have one extra unit down. Could be really good in the future, I don't know. Then we have 100% extra damage every third hit is another interesting one. You know, anybody who attacks really fast, that's going to be good on them. Catalyst is going to be an ability damage one, so like if you have any like nuke type of unit with an ability, give them this right here. Infliction is going to be a dot based one, so damage over time effects like burn are going to kind of stack up and do a lot more damage. Ricochet is going to make every attack chain to nearby enemies, so like give you some better AoE. Gilded is the farm trait, money trait, and then Stellar is like the new version of Glitched, but the main thing that I do want to pay attention to here is the plus 50% total cost. You will be making your unit more expensive, so it makes the unit a lot better, but it does make them more expensive. Keep that in mind. Otherwise though, that is every trait, and I think the traits are really cool. As for how you get rerolls, you know, there's like normal ALS stuff, battle pass, quest, index, I don't know. We'll talk more about the best grinding methods in a minute. But we have a bunch of new items here. Now, these might be kind of weird to look at. I know people were saying in my stream earlier where I played World 3, a lot of people were saying like the icons look like they're AI, or just ugly in general. What these are pretty much is like starfruit. Different colored like items to evolve stuff, you know, essence stones and anime vanguards pretty much. ALS has that going on now, so if I go to my Sukuna for example, if I go to evolve him, he has a few different colors of energy required. And these are kind of the annoying part of trying to get a new unit right now because there's only like one way to get these. There'd normally be two. The first one, Silver Shop, the only working one right now. Otherwise, normally there should be challenges. Like challenges should work like any tower defense. Hold on, let me go to them. The challenges at the time I'm recording this are kind of bugged. You don't get any loot from them. I've already done them and got nothing. But you would normally get a bunch of energy, which should help you evolve stuff. Rerolls, diamonds, all that good stuff. So make sure to do challenges when they're not bugged. But otherwise, literally all we have right now for trying to evolve people is going to the Silver Shop here and buying the different colored energy. As far as like game passes go, not much going on here, you know, it's kind of cosmetic stuff, which is good. I like that it's not too pay to win yet. Another thing I do want to mention is skill trees on the units, right? These are still a thing in World 3. So like for my Sukuna here, now the item to reset skill trees is different. It's like this flower here, energized tree set, you can get it from the Silver Shop. One thing to keep in mind though is that you actually can't use enemy spirits in here. So if you farm these in like World 1 and World 2, whenever they were available on Halloween especially, I know a lot of people probably got them. You can use these in World 3 to kind of max out skill trees, so that's interesting. Like for example, these 4 of them on Sukuna, I have 400 kills now. The main thing you want to be farming is going to be diamonds for sure. These diamonds right here, the banner currency. Because as I said, the only thing you need to worry about for like trying to get new units is going to be the banner. And it'll probably change in the future, you know, there will be cool stuff in the future, I bet. But right now, if you're trying to get the new units, just go here and spend diamonds. The best way to get those is going to be from an infinite. Unfortunately, quests are bugged right now. These don't work. Weekly, story. But anyway, yeah, infinites are the best method for gems right here. Diamonds. I think per like 80 waves, I got about 6,000, maybe even 7,000. I don't know. But I just go on Nightmare Infinite and farm, and it works. And I'm kind of rich on gems now. And I think I've kind of talked about everything except for one game mode, which is going to be pretty important. And it's one that we all know if you played ALS before, but it changed a lot. We haven't talked about essences yet, and these are going to be important for evolving stuff, you know, just like elemental essences were in World 1 and World 2. Actually, I think just World 2, not World 1. These are going to be from elemental caverns just like they used to be, but caverns are a lot different now. There's a lot more customization now on what you farm. So you have to choose 2 different elements. I'm going to go with like everything to show you. If you choose every element, you get every element here. Now the higher difficulty you go on the right, the more you get. So Purgatory, best one of getting these essences, but going to be the hardest one. But aside from the normal elements we're used to, fire, nature, dark, light, water, we do have a couple sub-elements and then special elements as well. So Perfect Seal, for example. I'm guessing Perfect Seal element units will need these to evolve. Perfect Essence right here. Pretty much everything here is like you click on the elements, you get them all in the loot pool and in the enemy pool as well. Click on these, you get the stuff in the loot pool and the enemy pool as well. The really important part is you can only choose one or the other on this one. And it depends on what type of unit you're trying to evolve. So Sukuna, for example, this is a magic unit, and evolving him needs magical essence. So if I'm trying to evolve Sukuna, I would go into the Caverns and I'd realize he's magical, I click on it, and then I get rewarded magical essence right here. If a unit was physical, I click on physical, and you know. In general, I'd say the gameplay is kinda similar to old Caverns, you know, there's element based and you just kill everything. Okay, pretty easy for a tower defense. Everything is like kind of a placeholder in Caverns right now. I heard they're gonna get reworked quite a bit, so I don't know, I don't want to talk too much about the gameplay in Caverns because it'll definitely be a lot different. But otherwise, that is everything in World 3. I'd recommend if you do get World 3 from sitting in the AFK chamber. By the way, I don't know if I even mentioned that. The way you get access to World 3 early access right now is hitting the AFK chamber of the main game. Assuming you're not watching this after the game's already out, you know, like publicly. But yeah, all there is to worry about now is the banner. Transfer the units you want, which I'd recommend Grammy for sure, and probably also Pre-Angel. And as for getting from World 3 to like World 2 or World 1, I don't think there's a way out right now. I think you're stuck in World 3 if you choose to spawn in World 3. But either way, I think that is pretty much everything for World 3. Hopefully I didn't forget to talk about anything. I just wanted to kind of summarize what's going on and explain it for anybody who maybe missed my live stream earlier. Anybody tuning into World 3. Anyway, thank you to my channel members for making the video possible. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.